Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Even though today we think of parapsychology as a fringe science practically rejected by the scientific community, nevertheless it remains an acknowledged science by the American Academy for the Advancement of Science, and we may move toward a time in history when not only are these abilities of the mind, these mysterious abilities, acknowledged, but also cultivated.
Yeah, we have to reconceive what technology is. The Greek root of technology is the word techne, or techne, which also means craft in the sense of arts and crafts, and it has a broader connotation of technique, not just machinery that's used in order to manipulate the world, but techniques that one cultivates in order to have greater capacities of control over oneself and the world. So psychical ability is a form of technology in the Greek sense of technology. Once we realize that our mechanistic models of the world are just that, and that they're not mirrors to some objective reality, there's no reason why psychical abilities can't be developed as a form of technology.
Well, many people are afraid of that, I think. Freud pointed out, for example, that most people, certainly in his era, in the early 20th century, didn't even want to know the contents of their own subconscious minds, let alone have other people be aware of their lustful and aggressive thoughts, for example. There are many reasons that people fear and have feared in Western culture these powers. We've persecuted witches. The skeptics who rail against parapsychology talk about the rising tide of occultism and superstition. If we're to achieve a spectral revolution, we have to move beyond this somehow, and also beyond the tragic outcomes of the myth of Atlantis or the myth of Frankenstein.
This is another reason why the spectral revolution, unlike, say, the Copernican revolution or the Darwinian revolution, has been resisted for so long. The data have been there for over 120 years. And yet, unconsciously, I think people have resisted coming face to face with the reality of these phenomena because they pose such fundamental challenges to the way society is organized. Who wants to live in a world where your neighbor can become a well-trained telepath and read your intentions better than your spouse, or where people can clairvoyantly view what you do in your most intimate moments inside your home, or where the patents of corporations are not secure from remote viewing, where the stock market could be predicted in advance by precognition. So there's a tremendous potential for social destabilization, even for the disintegration of society there. This is why, again, I think Prometheus and Atlas are so important. If we face that prospect of social disintegration, it's paramount that we find an ethos on the basis of which we can reconstruct society. That we haven't found that, I think, is one of the reasons why parapsychological research has not affected a revolution yet. We don't need to look to some arbitrary source to impose that ethos. It's the ethos of Prometheus and Atlas. It's the essential spirit of technological science that we can, for the first time, become conscious of, rather than be unconsciously dominated by.
So